Judaism, we work to fix our characters. One of the difference between Judaism and other religions, it's that just a moment. Okay. Yeah, that in all religions or ideology, they they talk about their leaders like that they are holy or they are perfect. They are the best people that can be in the world. It can be Jesus or Mao Zedong, Stalin, or Buddha. Doesn't make a difference. He always will be the perfect, the best, the. I, I remember that when I was a child in Russia, I asked, they saw where they talk about Lenin in such a appreciation, and they admire, and they I ask, did Lenin when he was a child he went to toilet, to bathroom? The children again, she said to me, she answered, no. And it was only when he was child. When he was adult, of course he didn't. He never, never did these kind of things. And that she, but when he was child, maybe then. No, when child also he didn't went to toilet. But in Torah, if you pay attention, you probably saw that our Chazal criticize a lot of everybody. There is nobody that Torah didn't criticize it. Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, David, Moshe, Aaron, all our greatest rabbis and the righteous people, they did something wrong. It was something bad that the Torah said about them. Why you did that? Why you did that? And why he and criticized them. It's not. It's not like like in other religions. There is the idea of to make from their leaders idols. He was like he was God. What more you can say about some man that a special fat man that he was God? And that was their. And the Judaism say no. Everybody has mistakes, and he can do something bad and good, and we try to be. Our goal is not to be the perfect person. Our goal is to be good as I can. Maximum tov, maximum good. And I know that I will never, I will be perfect. And I try to be the best that I can. And that's why one of the very important part of Judaism, it is way how to fix yourself, how to be better, how to make imperfection. And that's why we work. We talk about anger. If you remember, we had this here lesson about anger, about someone that he's jealous, someone that he's all kind of bad characters, but part of character, bad qualities. And today I thought that we can talk about something that people they usually not talk a lot about it. About anger, we talk a lot, and about jealousy, talk a lot about. But there is some bad part of character that we never talk about that, and I call that miskinut. Miskinut in Hebrew, it's difficult to translate, but it's something like a victimization. To see yourself as a victim, that you're miserable. And we know that there are a lot of people that they have temptation to be poor, to be unfortunate. That wow, what they did to me, to complain to other people what they did to them, and all kind of things. I will tell you some story that happened to my to someone that from my family. Someone that he had a car accident, God forbid, not לא עלינו, after this car accident he went to insurance company, told them that he want compensation, and they tell them, listen, he said, I have a lot of problems, this and this and this and this. Okay. They say, listen, what all your list of your problems, if you write, you deserve 1,000,000 shekel. But we don't believe to your all this list. We want to check it, to make commission and all kind of things. And we'll in the end you have to sue us in court. And if court will say that it's you have to 1,000,000, you'll give you 1,000,000. But if court will say you deserve just 50,000, you'll get 50,000. And we suggest you take half 1,000,000 now, without any court. Take it now and make compromission. And if not, it's take all those courts. It take 5 years more or less. So he says, no, I prefer make court. Okay. And in this court, he has to prove all the time how sick he is, how miserable he is, and that he, how say it in English, that you צולע in Lampo, Tampo, how?
Stumble, maybe? Or
No, that he
Limping.
limping, yeah, that he limping. He showed them that he limping, and he can go, convince court how poor he is, how terrible life he has, and this he convinced them, and in the end, after 5 years, he get this 1,000,000. He will walk all the time with like I don't know how it's in English, kabaim. It's with two things like
Wheelchair.
Wheelchair. Wheelchair. No, not wheelchair.
we just call it a walker.
Yeah, with walker. And okay, he get already his 1,000,000. He was happy, and I met him in the street. He go with stick. I ask him, but you win already. You have already your. He says, yes, but it gives me. It gives me that confidence. In this way, I am sure myself with stick. And I saw that he was like he continued believe in all his lies that he says in court, that how miserable he is. It became his part of his character. It turns to be his profession, miserability. And we see that there are a lot of people that they love to be unhappy, or to be happyless. There's happiness, there is also happiness. Not happiness, but happyless. That you hapless, hopeless. And they usually, those kind of people ask all the time, why it happened to me? The world is so unjust, people are so cruel, and they complain. There is always somebody guilty in their situation. It can be his wife, his children, prime minister, or fate. Okay. It's destiny. It's my destiny. All kind of. But it will be always somebody else that they can blame him. It's never him. And he is pitiful. So, and there are always some group of people that they put them in this position. They can be all kind of. So we try to understand how we can get rid of that, or to understand why it's always people try to to put them in situation that they are so unfortunate. First of all, it starts from idea of believing God. When you believe in God, you understand that not that God exists in some place, or God create the world. It's not only that. The main thing in your faith, it's a faith that you understand that there is some providence. Providence, it means, you know what is providence?
Who provides.
It's something
Providence.
that providence, huh?
Providence, no?
Providence, yes, providence. That there is, it calls ashgacha. Ashgacha, it means that Hashem not only create all the world and all history, but he also conduct this history. And he is ruling your life. And everything that happened to you, it happened not accidentally. It didn't happen just like this, just happened. There is some reason. It's always, there is some idea that stands behind what happened to you. And something lesson that stand behind this story, and you can understand this lesson. Sometimes you can understand, sometimes not, but you know that it's always with ashgacha. How is it in English ashgacha? You know, another word, it's like ashgacha is something that Hashem's. It's not by itself. Hashem do it. So all the question why he did to us, but it's always with providence. And I will give you maybe some story. I'll tell you some story about myself that I want to share with you what happened to me, and we'll analyze that. About 50 years ago, I was a 15 years old boy that I grew up in Russia. That I was very connected to Russian culture and history, and I learned a lot as a child. I learned a lot in art and literature, Russian, and music, and all very, very connected to culture. And the communist regime that was then in Russia, they were against of culture, and they tried to fix everything and to make a new socialist culture instead of ancient culture. And that's why they used uh, to destroy buildings, to ruin buildings, and instead old buildings they built new houses with in gray color. Everything they were all of them the same, and a lot of people they can live there, but and those ancient buildings, it was like they just they weren't function enough. And my school was close to one of the buildings that they start to destroy, that they didn't finish yet. And I was so like connected to this old thing. I went to this half destroyed building, and I saw the floor with mosaic, you say, it was very nice floor, and the windows with colors like a vitrage, and in a salon it was a royal that like a piano that with how say royal,
Grand piano.
how say
It's a grand piano.
piano, yeah, it was grand piano that was broken in the and furniture, old furniture broken, and I look at, I was sorry, and think about all that, and I went in the second floor of this building. It also saw there things, and suddenly I saw in corner of in this second floor there were a few people. They sitting there, and they was quiet, and I saw someone smoke something. I look to those people. I saw that they are homeless, and they ask me, "Who are you?" I say, "No, I'm nobody. I just came here." And why did you come here? I say, "No, I don't know. I just like this. I came." And they stood up and start to come to me and say, "But it is our place." Say, yes, okay, I didn't know. I'll go. They say, "Why did you come here?" I said, "I don't know. I just like this. It's our place. You understand that?" I say, yes, I understand." And they come closer and closer, and there was broken wall, and I see that if I fell down, if they'll push me, I'll be in bad situation. So I told them, okay, I won't come here anymore. This again said, "It's our place. It's not you are a stranger here. You are a stranger." So okay, and they start to beat me. Boom, 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 a lot. From all this and this and that. And I look there, they're afraid. They say, and they all, when they beat, they all keep screaming. yelling on me like, it's our place. You understand? You understand? Yes, I understand. Boom, boom, boom. I understand. Boom, boom, boom. I run through them. And when I home, I was all here, like how is it? Bluesies, yes. And here, but all my bones, Baruch Hashem, were okay. And I was all week at home. I didn't went to school, and all this week, I've heard their questions. Who are you? Say, no, I'm nobody. I don't know. Why you came here? Just like this, not for nothing, with no some purpose. What I'm doing here in this world, in this country, in this life, no purpose. I'm here with just like this, and I'm nobody. No, who am I? And whose place is it? It's not yours. You understand that? You understand that? Say, yes, I understand. It's not my place. I have to go to Israel. It was first time in my life that I disconnected from Russian culture. That I was succeed. I managed to look on them like somebody different from me, and I am somebody else than they are. And a few years later, we make Aliyah, and I came to Israel. But today, when I look back to this story in my life, I ask myself, if I will be the one that create my life, like in computer, like I plan what will happen to me in my life. What do you think? Would I invent, or would I do this situation that somebody will come and shake me and hit me and force me to disconnect from them?
No,
What do you think?
never.
Never?
Nobody wants to be beaten.
But if price for that I will stay in Russia for all my life.
Maybe the next generation will come to Israel.
Yes. But in order that they will come to Israel, they have to be beaten the next generation.
You see what's happening now, and the biggest aliyah from Russia was maybe some children that they don't have this experience.
But until in Russia, until today, there are millions of Jews.
Yes.
And they didn't come. They're big aliyah and they didn't come.
Yes.
I don't know how you, but I myself, if I will plan my life, if I will create, I will create this situation that they, only by that, they can pull me out from this culture. And that is first step to get rid of miserability. That you understand that it's nobody external did to you something. It's nobody strange. It's somebody else did it to you. You chose it. Like everybody of us, every soul that get to this world choose his family and his situation when he's born, because I think, I imagine that if I will decide that where I will born, I will choose to be born from that my father will be chief rabbi of Israel, that my mother will be professor in theology, and I will born in Jerusalem, of course. But why I was born in Russia? It's in order to fix there something. We come to this world not in order to live here. We come here to work. We are coming to this world with some mission. And it depends what is your aim in this world. You have tools to fulfill your goal. The best tool that you can have, for example, that your father will be unemployed and your mother will be with drugs or alcoholist. You think for you it's better that your father will be rabbi, but not. It depends on your goal, to your mission, why you are here. And the fact that you was born in Los Angeles or in Moscow or in Beijing, it means that your place for your work was there. So instead of to have pity for yourself and to blame all the world in your problems, you can think, okay, I'm here with this, that I'll try to do my best, because that's why I'm here. That is first step of get rid. Yeah, there are 3 steps. Yeah, of get rid of this quality, the bad quality, like victimization or miserability. Now, second step, if you understand that there is purpose of everything that happened to you. Second step, it means it says that, so why I don't want to do my mission, and the answer is that because we have some system in our life, psychological thing that calls homeostasis. Homeostasis there is this term from biology. In biology, homeostasis, it shows that if you have your temperature, if your body is 37 Celsius degree, 37, even if you stay in heat 50 degree, your body still will have 37. And if you say in cold minus 50 degree, as long you're alive, you will have still 30, 37, 36. But so who is make this balance? This balance is called homeostasis. The same balance exists also in economy, for example. There is balance of inflation and dollar and all this, in banks, all that. There's balance. There's some system that do that. We also have the same thing in psychology. there is something in our self, in our psychology, that keeps us to be all the time stable. Try not to change. Why? Because if you change too much, you can be suffered. You cry too much, or you suffer from that. So you have to be stable, and this stability of homeostasis tells us: don't change, don't fix yourself, don't be any changes. So if you have some problem, somebody did to you something, you can say, okay, if something happened to this like this, I have to justify it myself. I have to. So in order to not to change, you start blame other people. It keeps you in homeostasis. Your homeostasis. It keeps you full, like a stable, like a perfect. And that's why we have so big temptation to be miserable. Because if you're miserable, you have no responsibility. You are poor. What you can do? Look at what they did to me. So what it's enable you not to change. Because if your boss, he is the bad guy, he did it to you, and you're innocent. You are and when we feel this kind of things, like feelings, thoughts we have, you should pay attention to this feeling of miserability, and tell to yourself, no, you have to fix here something. Start to work on yourself. Start to change. Don't afraid. Say, keep quiet to homeostasis. Start to work. That second step of get rid of miserability. Third and last step is to be able to say to yourself that nobody not owe me anything. Nobody. Especially in your marriage, when you say, "Oh, I gave her all my life. I work for her." No. You didn't work for her. You didn't give her all your life. You say that because you are miserable. You want to blame somebody else. You choose it. Your free choice to work all your life. You like it. You enjoy it from that. And you not have to. And she doesn't owe you anything. And if you understand that, you can start to change, to work, to make good connection with people, or all kinds of things. But you are flexible. You're not, I'm right. If you are right all the time, right, it's enable to you not to change. You're always right. And if that is your like a way in your life, you say, I'll never complain. Doesn't make a difference what happened to me. Never complain for nothing. Like in any situation. I want to change those situations. Yes, of course, but not complain. There are people that say, wow, you see, what's a rain? what's the hot, what's the heat, what's the cold, what's that? I'm so hungry. Why you say to that people that you are hungry? Because you are miserable. You want the pity. That people will say, oh really? Oh, take this and you will, oh my dear. No, if you're hungry, go buy food. You're hot, go to air condition. Don't say it. Why you like all this atmosphere of pitiful, and the same thing it also in a national level. Like when there was a terrorist act in Dizengoff, there were people that say, why he came here to make this terrorist act? We didn't do something bad to him. We didn't hurt him. Why he came here? It's a pittiness. It's such a cruel the world, such a injustice. What, you are kidding? We are in a war. We are enduring the war. And if you don't want to be here, so go away. But he who is live here, he is like a soldier. And don't be surprised that you are somebody did something to you. You choose it, and that is something that make you soldier here. That is give you merit of what you did. Otherwise, you are just victim. We came to Israel not because we didn't have any other place where to live. And we came to Israel not because of nostalgia or this is our historical land. And we came here. We can live in established state in Uganda or in Argentina or in other place. We came here because we believe that we have mission, and for mission you are work. You do something. And to summarize what we said today, I want to explain you that in my last book, all this story about that homeless, they beat me, it's written this book. It's book in Hebrew, and it was my last book that I published. I have 7 books. And in this book full of stories that happened in my life that I try to analyze spiritually, like a spiritual view on that. And for this book, I chose the artist that did this picture. His name is Kobi Rabano. This artist, when I saw first time this picture, I buy a poster of this picture and I make frames, and today it's in my room when I work there. And why I choose this picture is because pay attention that it's like it's some picture that it's some forest and the river, and you don't know exactly where is forest, where is river, but this reflection, that and that, yeah. And I liked this picture very much, and I called to the artist and I talked to him. This artist, he was a very special sportsman, and once he fell down from some place and he broke his legs and hands, and he is paralyzed now. His legs and hands doesn't work. And then he learned how to paint, and he became artist with his mouth. he's dry. He draw these pictures, paint these pictures by mouth like this, and he wanted to tell the main idea in this picture that all our life is reflection of upper world, and everything that happened to you here, the sources, it's there, and that's what you should be aware of that all your life. And in the end, I can tell you that people used to say me, "Yeah, you're right, but it's difficult to live like this." And I want to tell you that it's much more difficult to be miserable. It's like it seems you that you are enjoy, the people pay attention on you, they have pity on you, but in the end, it's much better. It's difficult, but it's much better to be strong, not miserable. And that's it. I want to tell you also, I have another book. It was translated to English. It calls Clear Faith. You have this book already, yes. You have in French. This book was written in Hebrew. It's also in Russian and French and in English. So you have in English and French, but in Russian you didn't have yet. Yes. So if someone want to buy this book about what the rational approach to Jewish faith, so you can buy it. Tell me.